Okay. Program evaluation and review technique. It is generally called PERT. Okay. This PERT technique is used to, control the project where uncertainties are involved. Okay. So note down. This PERT technique. PERT means program evaluation and review technique. Technique is used to monitor the projects where there is uncertainty is involved in the activity durations. Okay. So if we have any uncertainty in the activity durations, then instead of CPM, you can go for this PERT technique. Okay. So this is basically useful for R&D projects. Okay. This is very much useful for research and development. Okay. Research and development projects like space missions, okay, or space programs. Come up, vaccine development, etc. Okay. So here, actually, money is not the criteria here, basically. Okay, because this R&D projects. Okay, you cannot estimate time accurately, so there will be uncertainty here. Okay, whereas in CPM, critical path method, that is actually you can estimate the time exactly, but here time you cannot estimate exactly because we don't know, we don't have any previous experience on this. That's why we cannot estimate time duration of activities. Okay, so that's why this is basically, this is probabilistic approach. So probabilities are involving here in time estimations. And one more thing here, in this technique, see, rather than activities, events are mostly cared. Okay, so it is basically event oriented technique. Okay, event based technique. It is event oriented technique. So that means events means starting and ending of the activity. Okay, so this is about little bit about PERT technique. So remaining thing, critical path, everything will be there here also, but the activity will be having, activity durations are having uncertainties. So we'll prefer this technique. So basically, time estimates, we have basically 3 time estimates. Time estimates of activity. Okay. We have basically 3 time estimates. Number 1 is optimistic time. Optimistic time we represent with T naught. See, optimistic time of activity means if everything goes right, that means the situations are ideal. Okay, the conditions are ideal, then everything is luck favors. Then as early as possible, you can complete the activity that possible. Least possible time. If luck favors, if conditions are ideal, then this time estimate is called optimistic time. So you can note down that. It is the minimum time required. It is the minimum time required for an activity if everything goes as per ideal conditions. If everything goes as per ideal conditions. Okay. So every ideal condition is there, then this is the least possible time. Example, suppose corona vaccine, if you want to produce, everything goes right. Within 6 months, you can develop the vaccine. So that 6 months is the least possible time. That is optimistic time. So in trials, even in first trial, second trial, third trial, everything goes right without giving any trouble, without giving any side effects. Then that will be the least time to produce the vaccine. That activity, whatever the vaccine production is considered as an activity, then that is the time. That is the least time if ideal conditions are persist. Okay, so this is the optimistic time. Similarly, second one, pessimistic time, opposite. TP. So pessimistic time means, so adverse conditions are existing, then there is the highest possible time. Okay, luck unfavors. Okay, so then highest possible time it takes. Suppose vaccine production, it may take 8 years, 10 years. So if everything goes wrong, okay, every time it is giving trouble, then maximum time it takes, that is the maximum time taken by the activity, is called pessimistic time. Okay, note down, it is the maximum time required. It is the maximum time required for an activity if unusually bad luck is experienced. Okay, so it takes maximum time. Okay, so apart from this, one more time estimate is there, that is most likely time. So obviously most likely time will be, so most probable time, that means normal conditions are existing, the conditions are normal. Okay, then what is the time required? Okay, that is the most likely time. It is based on experience and judgment. Judgment being the time required if normal conditions prevail. Okay, Srinivas, clear on three estimates? Of course, it is in between of T naught and TP. TM will be in between of T naught and TP. So actually, it is a probabilistic approach, right? Obviously, so which probability distribution needs to be used? So actually, for this, beta distribution is used. Like normal distribution, beta distribution also one of the distributions. Okay, so but in Pareto technique, we use beta distribution. Okay, so according to beta distribution, So the vertical axis is probability. Horizontal axis is time duration. Something like this, okay? Some skewness we are showing here. So here, the time estimates are like this. Suppose this is optimistic, this is pessimistic, and most likely means mode actually. Mode. Mode means maximum probability duration, okay? So this is optimistic T naught, this is TP, this is TM, most likely time, okay? It is at a mode, peak or mode. Peak or mode at most likely time. Generally, yeah, see the left side of T naught only 1% area will be there. Right side of TP also generally 1% area will be there. That means in between T naught and TP, 98% area will be there. You know, under the any distribution, under the any probability distribution, total area must be 1. That means 100%. That means here 1% left side of T naught and 1% right side of TP. So at peak actually you can observe TM. So these are the 3 time estimates. For every activity, you can have these 3 time estimates. So based on these 3 time estimates, we need to calculate expected mean time. So according to beta distribution, so how to calculate expected mean time? So note down expected mean time. Expected mean time T suffix E. For any activity, you can calculate expected mean time. See what is meant by expected mean time? Expected mean time means the time which divides the distribution equally. That means 50-50%. Okay. Suppose this one, suppose this line TE. See right side of this line 50% area will be there. Left side of this line 50% area will be there. Understood no? That means the probability of completing the activity at TE time is 50%. Probability of the completing the activity at TE is 50%. Understood no? TE divides the entire distribution into 2 equal halves. That is the expected mean time. Right? Note down that. It is it is the time which divides the distribution into 2 equal halves, 50-50%. Okay. It is calculated like this. According to beta distribution, TE equal to T naught plus 4 times of TM plus TP divided by 6. Okay. So according to beta distribution, we are not going into details of the derivation of this. So expected mean time equal to T naught plus 4 times of Tm plus Tp by 6. You should remember this. Madhu, clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you know, so see 1% outside, only 1% is there means about 99%. So standard deviation will be about, see, from expected mean time. So if you go 3 times of standard deviation, almost that 1% range you will get. That means T naught from TE to TP, the gap is actually 3 times of the standard deviation. Similarly, T naught to TE also 3 times of the standard deviation. That means you can remember like this. So this one, okay, I will give. Suppose if you see this, from TE to T naught, 3 times of standard deviation. From TE to this one also 3 times of standard deviation. You can remember like this. Okay. That means 6 times of standard deviation is what? How can you calculate 6 times of standard deviation? Yeah, tell me. 6 times of standard deviation equal to what? TP minus T naught?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Standard deviation equal to, so TP minus T naught. Standard deviation equal to TP minus T naught by 6. You should remember this also. So these two things are important: standard deviation and expected time. What is meant by variance? Variance is what? Square of the standard deviation, right?
Yes, sir.
This tracking. So variance is sigma square, that is TP minus T naught by 6 whole square. That is the variance of an activity. Okay. So expected time, standard deviation, and variance you can calculate. This is standard deviation, SD. Okay. Standard deviation, variance you can calculate for any activity. Okay, generally for network, they will give all these 3 times actually: optimistic time, pessimistic time, and most likely time. Okay, so from that expected time as well as standard deviation you can work out. So let us take a simple example. Note down this network. One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These are the events, nodes. Okay. See, activities are having 3 times. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 means optimistic time is 1, pessimistic time is 3, most likely time is 2. Understood now? So 3, 6, 8, 4, 5, 7, 2, 3, 4, 3, 5, 7. Sorry. 2, 4, 6. 2, 4, 6. 3, 5, 7. This one. 14, 18, 20. 4, 6, 8, 5, 7, 9. So these are the all these 3 times actually. Optimistic, pessimistic, and most likely times. So here task is actually find the critical path. Find the critical path. Find the expected time of the. Find the expected time of the completion of project. Okay. Also find the standard deviation of the project. Okay. So first of all, for this project, for this network, we need to find expected times. Okay. So let us have a table like this. Activity, 1 2 activity, 1 3 activity, 1 4, 2 4, 3 4, 3 4, 1 2, 2 2 4, 1 2 1 3, 1 4, 2 4, 2 4, 2 5. Sorry, 2 4, 2 5, 3 4, 3 6, 4 7, 5 7, 6 7. So T naught, TM, TP, and TE. So T naught, tell me what is T naught of 1 2 activity? 1 for 1 3 activity. 2 1 4 activity.
3.
3 or 2 4 activity not given. 4 6 8. Okay. 2 4 4 6 8. Okay. So 2 4 4, 2 5 4,
4.
3 5. Sorry, not 3 5. 3 4. 3 4 2.
2.
3 6 3. 4 7 14. 5 7 4. 6 7 5. These are the optimistic times. So most likely times, middle one. 1 2 2. 1 3 3. 1 4 6. 2 4 1 4 6. Okay. 2 4 also 6. 2 5 5. 3 4 4. 3 6 5. 4 7 18. 5 7 6. 6 7 7. Yeah. Then TP, pessimistic times. So for 1 2 activity 3. 1 3 activity 4. 1 4 activity 8. 2 4 activity 8. 2 5 activity 7. 3-4 activity 6, 3-6 activity 7, 4-7 activity 20, 5-7 activity 8, 6-7 activity 9. So based on this, we need to calculate TE first. TE, what is TE formula? T naught plus 4 times of Tm plus Tp by 6. Yeah, calculate and tell me TE. 1 plus 8 plus 3.
2, sir.
2. Yeah. Then next one 3. 3. 1 4.
5.83.
5.83. 2 4. 6 only because it's symmetric. Then for 4 5 7.
5.17.
5.16. Okay.
Four.
4. Then
5.
5. Then
17.67.
3.66 or 6 7. Okay. 6 6. Okay. 6 and 7. These are the expected time. And standard deviations. 3 minus 1 by 6. 2 by 6. That means 1 by 3. 4 minus 2. 2 by 6. Okay. 1 by 3, right? 8 minus 3. 5 by 6. 8 minus 4. 4 by 6. 4 by 6 means 2 by 3.
2 by
7 minus 4. 3. 3 by
1
by 2. 6 minus 2 is 4. 4 by 6. That is 2 by 4. 7 minus 3. 4. 4 by 6. 2 by 3. 20 minus 14. 6 by 6. 1. 8 minus 4. 4 by 6. 2 by 3. 9 minus 5. 4. 4 by 6. 2 by 3. These are this one. So after getting expected times, okay, those expected times, by using those expected times, we can calculate TETL similar to CPM method. Okay, we will see again. We'll continue in next page. So draw the network again. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This time you put expected times here. So for first one, 1 2 activity, expected time is 2. Okay, expected time is 2. For 1 3 activity, expected time is 3. For 1 4 activity, expected time is 5.83. Okay. For 2 4 it is 6. For 2.5, it is 5.16. 2.5, 5.16. 3.4, 4. Expected times. 3.6, it is 5. 4.7, it is 17.66. 5.7, it is 6. 6.7, 7, right?
Yes, sir.
These are the expected times. Okay. Network with expected times. Okay. So after drawing with network with expected times, calculate TLTE. TETL. What is TE? Earliest expected time. Earliest expected time of the event. TL, latest uh, possibility of occurring. Okay. Latest possible occurring time of event. These also similar to CPM, critical path method. So while going forward direction, maximum we should take if we have more than one arrowhead is there to calculate TE. So first we will calculate TE. So T of the starting event is always 0, right? Starting event T is 0. So T of 2 is how much?
2.
2.
2,
T of 3?
3,
3. See, if to calculate T of 4, 3 roots are coming. I mean, 3 arrowheads are coming here. So maximum we should take. So 2 plus 6 is 8, 5.83, and 3 plus 4, 7. So 8 is the maximum one, right?
yes, sir.
8 is maximum. So always you should take maximum one. Okay. So now coming to event 5, 2 plus 5.16. Only one arrowhead. So 7.16. Coming to 6, 3 plus 5, that is 8. So 7 for 7 event, 7.16 plus 6, 13.16, 17.66, I mean 8 plus 17.66 and 8 plus 7. So obviously 8 plus 17.66 is the maximum one. That is 25 point something, right?
25.2.
25.66. Okay. So now this is the way to find T values. It is similar to CPM, right? అర్థమైంది అందరికి మధు క్లియరా?
Yes, sir. Clear, sir.
ఓకే. జోష్న క్లియర్ కదమ్మా?
Yes, sir, clear.
Okay. Then TL, latest possible occurring times. So you should come back from last event. While coming back, if there are 2 tails are meeting at an event, then least should be taken. Okay. Coming back, subtraction should be done. Okay. So last event, TL of the last event is same as TE. So 25.66 only. So coming to event 6, TL equal to 25.66 minus 7. How much? Only one tail is there. So 25.66 minus 7, how much? 18.66. Okay. Similarly, for 5th event, 25.66 minus 6. TL equal to
19.66.
19.66. Okay. Coming to 4th event, TL equal to 25.66 minus 17.66. Obviously, it is 8. Okay. Now, event 3, TL equal to 18.66 minus 5. That is 13.66. And from other root, 8 minus 4. That is 4. Least should be taken, right?
Yes, sir.
So 8 minus 4. 4 is this one, TL. So for second event, TL equal to 19.66 minus 5.66. That is
14.5.
14.5.
14.5.
14.5, and another root, it is 8 minus 6, 2 only. So here TL 0. So now after calculating T and TL, so slacks you can find. Slack is what? Slack is
TL minus T.
yeah, TL minus T for any event. Okay. So you can work out these slacks actually for everywhere. So slack is here 10.66. Slack is here 0. Slack is here 7.16 means 12.5. Huh? 12.5 is the slack. Here slack is 1. Here slack is 0. Here slack is 0. Here slack is 0. So slack 0 means so you cannot relax. Slack is there, some relaxation, some delay can be happened at that event. Okay. So now critical path, of course, longest path is the critical path. Critical path is longest path. Of course, the critical path always passes through 0 slacks. It passes through 0 slacks. Okay. So you can by visual observation itself you can tell what is the critical path. See, this is the critical path, and it is coming like this. Okay. Then it is going like this. Understood, no? Critical path 2 plus 6, 8, 8 plus 17.66, 25.66. That's the critical path. So after calculation of these expected times, it is similar to critical path method. Okay, to find the critical path. It was clear?
Yes, sir.
So now we need to find find the critical path. It is okay. Critical path is so for this here critical path is 1247. Is it okay? 1247?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, by visual observation also you can tell that 1247. That is the critical path. After that, find the expected time. So expected time is expected time of project. Project is 25.66. That's also clear for you. Then what is the standard deviation of the project? How to calculate standard deviation of the project? So standard deviation of the project is, or first of all, variance of the project. First we will see variance of the project. Variance of the project. It is defined as, it is very important, sum of variances of critical path activities. Okay. So standard deviation means square root of that. SD of project equal to square root of variance of project. Clear kada? Variance of the project, standard deviation of the project. So these two things are important. So how to calculate variance of the project? So here variance 122447, right? Okay. critical path is, critical path is 1, 2, 2, 4, 4, 7. Okay. That means standard deviation of critical path activities standard deviation sigma, variance sigma square. Okay. Yeah, 1, 2 activity, 4 activity, 4, 7 activity. For 1, 2 activity, what is the standard deviation? For 1, 2 activity, standard deviation is 1 by 3. 1 by 3. Variance is 1 by 9. Okay, square of that. For 2, 4 activity, 2 by 3. 2 by 3. So 4 by 9 is the variance. For 4, 7 activity, 1 is the standard deviation. Variance also 1. So sigma of sum of sigma square equal to how much? 1 by 9 plus 4 by 9 plus 1. 5 by 9 plus 1. 13 by 9. Huh?
14 by 9.
Huh? 14 by 9.
14 by 9.
14 by 9 is the variance of the project. So variance of the project equal to 14 by 9. So what is the standard deviation of project? Standard deviation of the project equal to square root of 14 by 9. Yeah, tell me how much?
1.25.
1.25.
Okay.
That is the standard deviation of the project. So like this, expected time, standard deviation, variance of the project can be worked out. Okay. So for project means the critical path activities, variance we need to add to get the variance of the project. Then standard deviation of the project is very simple, square root of that. ఇక్కడ వరకు ఎవరికి డౌట్స్ లేవు కదా?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then one more thing is there. That is okay. Here basically we use, so we don't know values of beta distribution. That's why we use normal distribution values itself to calculate the probability of completion of project within a given time. Suppose this is the expected time of project, T of project, expected time of project if you know, and suppose some given time is scheduled time. Suppose this is TS, scheduled time. Scheduled time. Okay. And given sigma of project, it is the standard deviation of the project. If you know this, you can find Z value. Z value equal to TS minus TE of the project by standard deviation of the project. Okay. TS minus TE of the project divided by standard deviation of the project. Z you need to find. Based on the Z, you can calculate probability. Okay. So it's a we are assuming here, assume it is normal distribution. Assume normal distribution curve. Okay. So Z versus probability, suppose Z versus probability, if you have suppose 0, 50%. Okay, probability. Z is 0 means 50% probability. Suppose +1, 84.1. 0.5 also will give. 0.5 Z, then it is 69.2. 1 means 84.1. 1.5 means 93.3. Like this, you will have table. So obviously, minus means Z value and probability. 0, 50, minus 0.5. Can you guess what is the probability of for Z minus 0.5? If Z is minus 0.5, what is the probability? Can you guess? So 50 to 69.2, it is 19.2. Just subtract 19.2 from 50. How much? 30.8. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So minus 1 means 15.9.
Yes, sir.
Minus 1.5 means 6.7. Like this, probabilities. Okay. So using this kind of analysis, I mean, we can find the probability of completion of the project within a given time. Suppose in previous one, okay, let us take one simple example. Suppose as per previous problem, expected time of the project. Expected time of the project equal to how much it was? 25.66. 25.66. 25.66 days. Let us take days. The expected time. Standard deviation of the project. Equal to 1.25 something, right? 1.25 days. Okay. Suppose find the probability. Find the probability of completion of project within A 25.66 days, B B 26.91 days, C 25.66 minus 24.41 days. Okay. So just you need to calculate Z. For suppose for A, Z equal to how much? TS minus TE by standard deviation, right? TS 25.66 minus 25.66 by 1.25, that equal to 0. So probability is 50%. So probability of completion of project within 25.66 days is 50%. For B problem, suppose Z equal to here 26.91 minus 25.66 by 1.25. So Z is 1. So obviously probability equal to, for Z equal to 1, probability is 84.1%. 84.1% is the probability of completion of project within 26.91 days. Similarly, Z equal to for C problem 24.41 minus 25.66 by standard deviation of 1.25. then you will get -1. Obviously, -1 means 15 point, what is that? 15.9, right? Probability of completion of the project within 24.41 days is only 15.9%.
9.
So like this, probability also you can work out for the given project. Okay, clear kada?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.